Back again, Paladins fans. Closed beta 19 is on its way. Drybear is joining me once again.
I am.
To give me the rundown of exactly what's going to be going into this patch.
I will.
What is it?
Stuff.
Just stuff.
Stuff.
I look like a midget. This is great.
It's crazy that we're actually
like
at
the abandoned
CB 19 already.
19?
Isn't that crazy?
That quick?
I know.
It's been crazy.
That's what happens when you patch every week, I guess.
Has it been every week
It's
since?
been almost every
19
week.
weeks.
Maybe it's like 2 or 3 weeks it was like off, but most of the time it's been every week.
Well, let's go straight in with number one, and we're going to talk about today. First of all, we're going to have some card changes. Shocking!
Oh my god, we are.
Shocking card changes.
I don't know if I would set it up that way.
It was shocking.
It actually starts to feel a little bit more natural, right? Because when you think about it, certain things about the cards make a lot of sense, right?
Right.
The flat passes on them. You just get, I want to dash 3 times. I want to deploy a flame turret. I want to get these things, right? And that makes a lot of sense. And one thing that we looked at just overall as a cleanup kind of feel-good thing is we looked at the bottom on the cards. And I think some people may know these are there. Some people may not even realize that those are happening. The bonus health and the bonus damage, right? The flat stats that every card game. And, we put those in originally to help us kind of give contrast between the cards, because realistically some cards are more difficult to balance against others just by their sheer effectiveness. And so obviously by having more damage and health than the other card, if a card is worse with a passive, we can make that work better. But ultimately we felt like it was a confusing element in the game.
So get rid of it. And
we just got rid of it. So no cards will provide any passive stats. Now in this patch, unfortunately we didn't get the new frames in yet, so it'll all just say 0-0 at the bottom. Okay. But maybe that'll just help you remember when you're playing.
That used to have damage on it.
That's right.
Used to have health.
And at the end of the day, most characters were actually getting about the same % damage. I don't know, when you add them all together and finally put everything together, most people were getting about 45–50% damage increase across the board from their cards. And there wasn't a whole lot of variance. Now, there was variance in health, but the health also kind of messed with the TTK a little bit, the time to kill. And so some characters who normally are very squishy became tankier just by the flat stats without actually choosing a tanky card. And so there's a lot of muddledness that came out of it. Is that a word?
We'll take it.
Okay,
we'll take it
muddledness. There was a lot of muddledness that came out of it. We just wanted to clean that up and make it a little bit easier to understand the cards.
So with them being taken away, have they been put into the champions or just taken completely away?
Taken away, and you're exactly right. And that's kind of the first concern that most people would have when they heard this, right? Is that well, if I'm losing 50% damage, is the game going to slow down? So what we did was actually took that damage percent and we rolled it into the champions. So most of it got put on their weapons, and so just kind of re-emphasized the shooter element of the game. So you actually will see that every character has been brought back up to the level they were when they had the card. So now you'll see a lot more consistent gameplay in the way that the only damage you'll get is from cards that deal damage, your legendaries. The rest of the time you'll just have this pretty kind of even kilter experience where most characters will have a consistent amount of health and a consistent amount of damage output, and then we'll modify that with the card passives.
So we've basically looked at all the champions and then adjusted their base abilities, so to speak, to make sure they balance that with the damage that they lost on the cards originally.
That's right.
And the health pulls as well on some of them?
No, not the health pulls. And so you'll see that the game, the time to kill is actually a little bit slower, so you a little more lethality in there, but it's about the same across the board.
So with those champion changes as well, is there anything else that's been added to those? Any other changes in the champions at all?
Yeah, so we actually went back and we made some adjustments to the way some of the champions play, and primarily with how they aim. So we took some of the projectile-based characters and we increased their projectile speed quite significantly on some of them. Barrick actually had the most stark change in his weapon. So when you see characters like Kinessa or characters like Androxus, who it's called instant fire, where they hit instantly when they fire, can you compare that to like a very slow projectile from some of the legacy gameplay from old Paladins when we were iterating in early closed beta? It feels there's a very stark difference there, right? Where Androxus can hit almost immediately, it feels good, it kind of responsiveness, whereas Barrick has a lot harder time hitting people with his weapons.
Slow projectile,
right?
You've got to aim ahead of the target.
But we still want to keep that kind of aiming
much,
element, right? So we want to make sure that you still have that aiming element of the projectile for certain characters, but we want to make sure that it's fast enough and responsive enough where you feel like you can keep up with other characters.
So which ones were most affected? You said Barrick. You said
Barrick. Actually, Cassie got a decent increase there as well. Skye got a small increase. She's usually close range anyway, so it's not a huge deal for her. And so kind of cleaning that up a little bit, making it feel a little better, and also give it a little more responsiveness.
Awesome. So that's a little look at what's changing with the champions then as well. We do have a nice change that the community has asked for.
Yeah? What's that?
I don't know. It's something to do with maps.
Oh, that's right. Maps or something.
Maps. Something's happening with the maps, guys.
So, and I guess this requires a little preface, right? Because
that was a Reddit post.
a more specific preface.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, given the fact that we want to start small and Paladins kind of grew organically over time, we've kept it rather tight, right? So you may have friends that that don't have Paladins access, or people that are requesting it. And we're keeping it tight because we want to kind of iterate quickly and get the right gameplay down and make sure that it feels fun to play Paladins. And so keeping it small, we wanted to make sure that people could play multiple modes without needing a lot of players, right? Because just general matchmaking, right? If you need a lot of players in order to get a lot of matches, and if you split people up into 4 or 5 queues, eventually you'll just be waiting 30, 40, 50 minutes to get a match, and you'll not want to play.
We want to test out the other modes as well.
That's right. So you want to get a good feel for that there. And so what we've done is we actually decided now's a good time for us to start testing removing the map voting. So map voting was put in there originally so you can join one queue and you can get multiple modes out of it, and with a small population, you can actually have that pop regularly. We're going to actually test with this patch. We're going to be removing that map voting. So you'll be able to, if you like Payload, you'll be able to queue Payload infinitely and just keep queuing Payload and it'll be directly your choice.
Okay.
We're actually, with this change though, we're going to be losing a game mode.
No.
I know.
Was it a good game mode?
We're losing capture only.
No.
So capture only will be going away. So those of you who like capture only, you'll be able to play
anyway.
Siege. Siege has the capture only anyway.
anyway.
She'll have that available. So the 3 modes you'll be able to queue for are Siege, Payload, and then Survival. So those are the 3 queues you'll be able to queue for. And when you queue that, you'll get into a Siege map, you'll get into a Survival map, you'll get into a Payload map, and then you'll just play it freely.
Awesome. That sounds really good. The
Yep.
feedback at the moment is yes and no's in chat.
I see a lot of
Obviously,
rips.
saved and ruined is going to be going over and over again. So, with those changes as well, we've got the new map changes going in. Is there anything else going into this patch that we should be talking about?
Well, since we're actually changing up the queues quite a bit, we felt that, when you queue for Survival, you have several maps to choose from, 3 maps to choose from. When you play Siege, you have 3 maps to choose from.
You do.
But when you get to Payload,
You don't.
there's only 1.
You just play the same one over
That's
and over.
right, Outpost. So with this patch, we're going to be releasing a new Payload map. As those of you who may have noticed, when you look at Outpost, it actually has a similar theme. It's in the same kind of world as Enchanted Forest. It's in the Enchanted Forest, but at night, somewhere off. The Outpost is somewhere off, away from the Enchanted Forest. So, we want to make sure that you have a matching payload option for some of the the kind of ambience or environment that you're used to. So we're actually going to be releasing a Temple Ruins payload. So it's almost like your kind of Temple Dash feel. You're kind of busting through this Serpent Temple. That's a pretty good name.
Serpent Temple. We should go with that.
And we will.
We should use that
That's
name.
the name of it.
Good
Serpent
job,
Temple.
Driver.
I know. I'm
You're
great,
really
aren't I?
working-
I'm
this-
so
you're doing this
good.
design thing really well.
I know.
I can
It's
see you
like
getting
so
more and more experience
easy.
at it.
It's good.
So we do have the new map coming out, Serpent Temple. We can't show it right now, though. However,
Unfortunately, we don't have
It's
it available to
weird.
show.
But it will be ready for the next patch?
It's actually ready. Yeah, we're actually hoping to have this patch out this week, and actually a lot sooner than we did last week. So hopefully we'll have that out. Maybe aiming for tomorrow is what I should say. So that's what we're looking for, and that will include Serpent Temple. It's actually quite ready, but we're something went wrong right before the show, so we couldn't show it off. But along with this, we actually did a lot of things that kind of quality of life changes, right? So stuff that you'll be able to see when we release the patch notes. You'll be able to see we fixed a lot of the bugs you're seeing now. Now we didn't get all of them, but we got a lot of the kind of the heavy hitters.
Which ones are the main ones? Which one?
Guess fix some problems with the kill cam, obviously.
Okay.
Fix some problems with the beacon. Fix some problems where you get stuck in certain ultimates or your abilities can't fire. A lot of the really kind of painful bugs you run into, we sort of fix those. Fernando can deploy his shield now. There's like an issue before where sometimes his shield wouldn't come out. We fixed that issue.
And we continue working on those visual effects as well, haven't we?
That's right.
We started on the last patch, and we're continuing to just clean up every single patch so far.
That's right. So
And
the last
there's more in this
patch.
one.
Last patch we kind of started with cleaning up the legacy effects we had in early stages of Paladins. We continued with that. We added a couple more fixes. Acid Cloud's a little cleaner now, so you don't see that kind of crazy thing in your face. And we limit a lot of those to make sure that it fits pretty well. Now, we did mention that all the characters got scaled up to match their card percentages.
That's right.
That's not entirely true.
Okay.
Certain characters that were overperforming or underperforming got adjusted differently. And Draxus actually didn't get scaled very much because he was actually very, very bursty. And then characters like Kinessa, since she went up, she got some decent damage out of that.
Grover got a little bit of extra damage too.
Grover got extra damage, and actually Evie did too. Evie actually was performing under what we would want for an assassin like her, someone like a little more bursty, kind of getting the back lines.
Well, actually,
so she got some weapon damage.
Something
out of
interesting
it.
that I read was to do with her ice staff and the fact that she can hit herself with that and knock herself back.
That's right.
That's an interesting idea. We've done it with Cassie as well, from what I understand, on her blast shot.
That's right. So there's kind of a big change. It's something that we've wanted to do for a while, and so we finally kind of stepped up and did this patch. So if you are hitting the ground right in front of you with an explosion, that explosion will knock you back and do a very small amount of damage. And we plan to have cards as well that'll
Is it a
adjust
big
that.
knockback, or is it? Cause
It's just a little bump.
Can you use it as an escape? Is what I'm thinking.
Probably not, unless you're on a ledge.
Okay.
But then you could have jumped anyway.
That's true.
It's not like a huge knockback. It's not really.
Okay.
It's not a huge damage. It's not a huge knockback.
Well,
it's just
if you're gonna be
it makes it
shooting
feel
off-
real,
yeah, if you're gonna
right?
be
That's
shooting
kind of
up
the
to
big
fire
thing.
an explosion at your feet, you should take
That's
damage
right. It feels kind of flat and a little strange that you could take a potion launcher or a rocket launcher or something and shoot at your feet and nothing happens, right? So we wanted to make it a little more realistic in the fact that you kind of get bumped a little bit and
So
just makes it
stand
feel like
on
it was
top
an
of them.
explosion.
So if you Grover, just go up to them and stand on them so they shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Genius.
There you go.
There you go. What else did I see actually put in these patches as well? I'm just see if there was anything else that I was very, very interested in.
What are you interested in?
Everything.
Everything?
Barrick's turret got nerfed. Is it because we increased his base damage? Is that why?
Turret didn't get nerfed.
Oh, did it not? Did I read that wrong?
No. So the damage went down,
Reduced damage.
and that's because
That's
so
a
the
nerf.
turret
Sorry
will-
about that's a nerf.
Hold on. Shh. Shh. So the turret itself, the damage on it went down, the flat damage. And that's because now it actually does half damage, half fire damage. So when it hits someone, it will actually deal a flat burst amount of damage and then apply a very, very, very short fire dot. But this is to fit him, because he's a dot character, he's a damage over time character. We want to make sure that that fits in his theming. So the turret will deal a damage and deal a little tiny dot after it, so it's going to burn him a little bit.
Okay.
But along with this, it shoots twice as fast now.
So it got buffed.
Yes,
Not nerfed.
that's right.
There you go.
You messed up.
No, I didn't. I just read.
You
what
read the first line.
I read the first line, just
and
like
you
everybody else will.
assumed.
Just like everybody else will assume.
You
It was
assumed.
bad. When I assume.
Maybe I'll put the damage
out of
last.
You and me. That's what
Put
happens.
the damage last instead of
That-
first.
That'd be great.
Maybe I
That'd make
should
life so
order it
much
better
easier.
for you.
That would help me a lot more.
I'm sure it would.
With this patch. So we're going to see Serpent Shrine Serpent Shrine?
Serpent
Serpent
Temple.
Serpent Temple.
Serpent Temple.
Where have we got Serpent Shrine from? I don't know.
You know, it's a good question.
It's a good question. I should know where it's from, but I can't remember.
I can't answer
We got a
that.
new map. So we got new map queues, which is great. Everyone gets their own individual map that they want to play. They can go and play that. They don't have to queue for all of them, and then
That's right.
hopefully vote for the one they want. We're going to have
Right.
the Serpent Temple map. We've
That's
got
right.
card changes where we're going to see the health and power taken off those and rolled into the characters
Yep.
instead.
So you get a little more consistent.
More consistent
play.
damage overall as well, and obviously some champion changes based off those cards being changed as well.
That's right. And bug fixes.
And a whole boat of book fixes you can work over yourselves and see
Right.
what we changed. Do you guys at home have any questions? Say so in chat, and I'm going to make Rory answer them now. As many as we can.
Can't make me do anything.
I'm going to force you to.
You can't do it.
I'm going to force
You
you to.
won't.
I will.
You won't.
Any question? Ranked!
That's a good question.
Ranked.
That's a great question.
Are we getting it anytime soon, semi-soon, foreseeable
I
future?
like these questions.
Great questions, guys. Great questions. Next up.
Yeah, so for ranked, we're planning on, like I said last week, we're working on an option for that. We're also working on an option for spectator and
Yep.
kind of progressing on that. We don't really have any information to share right now, unfortunately. It's something that it's high on our list, but we don't really have a time for it.
Okay. Other questions other than rank, guys? You got your response. It was basically #soon.
Soon.
#soon.
I want it. I want it because I think I'm the best, and I want to prove it by being at least silver.
At least silver.
If we do that,
Are we going to call it silver? Is that
I don't know.
Rank start?
I
We're
don't
going to
know.
do tin.
We could do many things.
Can we change it to colours? Like you're a red, or I'm a blue.
We
I'm a
could.
green.
We could do like
be fun.
Hindu man, and then like hi-rez
Gandhi.
Brad, and then like Gandhi,
And Peckies.
and then like Rip Bart, and then we could do like Darbar, and then we could do like hi-rez Erez.
Or you could do tribes.
Oh, don't even
Smite,
stop.
Paladins.
Stop it. No,
You're a
don't.
Paladin.
Don't. That's hurtful.
That,
That is
that's
purely
nice,
hurtful.
right? That'd be
All
cool.
those are equal.
They're all equal?
They're all equal. It's not this. It's just like that.
I don't know. Well, let me see what else. Other questions are in chat. I'm trying to see for it. Is it going to be possible to queue for multiple game modes at the same time?
No. You must choose one.
No.
Highlander,
Not for
there can
now.
only be one.
There can only be one game mode.
Yes.
Will there be new cards coming out in the future? New champions coming out in the future? That's just
That's
questions.
a guarantee. There will always be
Yes.
new cards and new champions coming
Yes,
out. No,
there
so what we want to do is, in the coming patches is try to get a lot more cards out and kind of fill in that gap. Obviously, when we moved to the new card system, there was a void that was left. Some of the characters don't have enough cards. Around Sky, maybe a little more than Sky that she has. I mean, she's in the early 20s. We want to have that for every character in the game, so we have a lot of options available. So some of the characters like Pip or Fernando or Grover that don't really have a whole lot of cards right now, we want to fill that gap in. We are also working on, we actually have about 4 champions in development right now.
Oh, cool.
So we're hoping to roll those out consecutively over the coming months.
All different play styles? Or
all different play styles, kind of more like an Androxus kind of feel with a little more uniqueness to it.
Awesome.
And kind of get that feeling in the match. We really want to expand that roster so you have a lot of options available for team compositions.
Okay, a few people mentioned about performance fixes, and that's what we've been working on consistently with the visual FX updates as well, right? Because that will reduce the sort of performance issues we've been seeing.
Some of them, yeah, overall, and we've been keeping a lot of close eyes on the performance.
Yeah.
Performance is a very interesting beast
Well, we
to
are
keep
close
track
data
of.
still,
Right.
and that's why we're
Yes,
doing this.
it's higher on the list, and we want to make sure that it runs as quickly and as efficiently as possible, and we're keeping a good close eye on it. We have fixed some issues that will kind of alleviate that, but I won't guarantee that we have solved all of them.
Oh, there's a question I can answer here. So people are asking about Dreamhack right about now. We're not ready for an announcement just yet on Dreamhack, but we will be heading with Paladins to Dreamhack once we get the finalization of how you guys are going to be able to get there. Once we've got ourselves in a good situation and the game's ready and Dry Bear says go, then we'll start up looking at
Don't
what
put this
teams
on
are
me.
there. No, that's what I'm saying. You're the designer.
Don't put
I'm
this
the
on me.
esports guy. Esports guy, designer.
Don't put that evil on me,
He used to
Ricky Bobby.
cast as well, but he was bad, so they moved him to design, and then he made Paladins, and now we're going to take Paladins to yeah. Job done. So yeah, Dreamhack is on the cards, guys and girls. As soon as we have more of an update for you, we will release that information to you. But for the time being, I can't release any info just yet. I'm sorry.
Ult percent charge rate. Yeah, so the ults should no longer charge in spawn room. They should only charge when you leave the spawn room. And a lot of little things like that got fixed this patch. Will the skins... The skins are in the chest for now, yes. And you will not be able to get duplicates. We're hoping to add in duplicates so you just get a gold value when you get the same skin again, or you have a chance to get gold when you open a chest.
Nice.
That'd be good. And then in the coming patches, we're hoping to address crafting options for cosmetics, and then also being able to kind of maybe purchase them.
Oh, great. So we're going to look at multiple options for getting those crafted cosmetics in the game.
Maybe.
Awesome. We got more cosmetics on the way?
We
soon?
do have more cosmetics on the way.
Before the champions or after the champions? Before the next champion or after the next champion? I'm trying to put him on the spot, guys. He's just not giving any.
I'm already on a spot. I'm always on a spot.
That's a chair,
I mean,
Dry Bear.
if you look at
It's a
if
chair.
you look at Earth and treat it as a grid, you could probably put a spot
Well, it's a
somewhere on it, and that
it's a
would be
spherical
existing at that
beast
at all
is the Earth.
times.
It's a
Because it
planet.
just.
It's not a grid.
I mean, you could put a grid around it.
I mean, you could.
I
But
mean,
things will
really,
fall through it.
anything is just based on your
Things
point of
fall through-
reference.
Things fall through grids.
I mean, if you flip your point of reference upside down, then you're facing down right now.
But then I'd be in Australia.
No, you wouldn't.
But I'm in America.
Right. Australia would be on the top,
I'm
and
English
America would be on the
in
bottom.
America. Any other questions, guys? I'm just keeping an eye out for extra questions, and me and Dry Bear just go back to the old days. So
The good old days!
the good old days. Any way to see player progression? I believe that says.
Any way to see player progression?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a pass on all the front end and kind of
Okay.
get that stuff. And as we get closer and closer to, a more comfortable state, we want to make sure that all gets polished up. So that's on our list as well to get that fixed up.
Will there be any character lore in the game at all? coming
Yes.
In the future?
Yes.
Awesome. There you go.
Yes.
Question answered. I want to hear the lore. I'm actually really interested to see like where the paths of some of these champions.
Cassie has a bird.
She
Stay with me.
chased
Stay
him.
with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Evie likes ice.
Genius.
Bears eat beets. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Confirm Cylon next champion.
Yes.
Cylon next champion. Which version?
All of them. The last one. The very last one.
No, you spoilers. Spoilers. I was about to say it too. Though. I was like, spoilers is bad. Lore is coming, guys and girls. What else is there? Can someone temp ban you? Sure, I can temp ban you. That's not a problem. Done. I'm just seeing if there's any other questions. Any changes or tweaks being looked at for spawn timers?
No, not currently.
No.
obviously ongoing, we'll always be evaluating that and make sure that feels good. And as changes to the gameplay come along with that, we'll make sure that the spawn times match it. We're generally happy with how the spawn times are, but obviously some of the mechanisms that change that spawn time throughout the match may not be at the right time. So we're always evaluating.
Makes sense. So with this patch, is there anything else you want to add to what we've gone through so far?
No, I mean, more content on the way. We're actually hoping to kind of round the corner.
Probably next week as usual.
In the next 2 or 3 months to make sure everything kind of gets ready to go. So hopefully we'll be able to let some people play that aren't playing now. And get
plan for this patch should be released this week?
We're aiming for tomorrow, but yeah, this week is very good aim. So
this week, boys and girls, make sure you check out the patch notes. They will be on the forums for you to be able to look over yourselves as well.
Yes, hopefully tonight.
Hopefully tonight. So you're going to get a new map, some card changes, as well as some champion balances in this, as well as all the fixes as usual.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Yay.
Hope you all enjoyed our time here at the Paladins Patch Notes. We'll be
I
back
certainly did.
more than likely in a week or two.